since they're seniors, they've developed a skill set. They're ready to enter the marketplace and either get their own clients, start their own business, approach someone and try and get a position. And they've developed their own, capabilities, but they have to bring that to bear and show, okay, I'm capable of this, I can do this well, but there's a certain point, because it's a really complex issue that they probably don't have much exposure to or don't know a lot about. They have to also kind of embrace their ignorance too. And that can be scary, it can be difficult, but it allows them to see, oh wait, there are issues out there that are really big, but we can still tackle them if I can bring what I know, but also kind of forget a little bit of what I know and decide to be empathetic. And empathy is very, very important to design. It's a requirement. You have to be able to put yourself in the shoes of the viewer, the user, any way that you want, the audience, however you want to describe that. A really important aspect of what I teach in terms of sustainability, social design, is getting outside of those four walls of the classroom. Where does that classroom exist? Right? What is the definition of the practice and the teaching of graphic design? So actually challenging that and moving people outside of the classroom. So going to sites and interviewing agencies that deal with the homeless, meeting with Paul, who runs the WHC, and so forth, and really getting into the community and seeing what the problem is.
Well, the whole thing started because I sent an email to the head of the art department, Ricky Klages, and said, hey, we're trying to get some help putting together some graphic stuff for a new project called the Wyoming Homeless Collaborative. The idea of the Wyoming Homeless Collaborative is a statewide organization designed to increase funding for homeless programs throughout the state. And I got back a response that was totally stunned me, in that not only did he say yes, but that he wanted to adopt us as a semester-long project, not just by one student, but by the whole class. So it really was a fantastic response for us. So that was kind of the beginning of it.
And it's a worthwhile project because they're doing an annual count. They're now actually doing two this year, one in the winter and one in the summer. And that will allow them to get an idea of the homeless population, their needs, also their number, and that means funding from the federal government. So if we can get people participating in the count, then we can get more funding to those people affected by homelessness.
To try and get the feeling of what is home, I wanted to evoke something homey, so I used the idea of cross stitch and the home sweet home cross stitch thing everybody knows of, you know? And so I put it in a nice little frame that you'd be able to have in your house. Like, it's something you would look at and be like, oh, I know what that is, I'm comfortable with that, but then it says a message about something entirely different, about people who don't have that comfort.
You know, I think there's a lot of times in graphic design when you're doing advertising, things are kind of arbitrary. And with this, it's a bit more impactful. You know, it's still nice to know that we're working for something that could help someone instead of just monetary gain or, you know, something that might just be tossed out or thrown in a portfolio. So having some concrete value to it really helps.
It's very ground up too. So this is a really unique opportunity where those two things are coming together. Plus, it's a chance for us at this point to prove ourselves in terms of like what we could offer the wider community. So when someone thinks about the art department and they think about graphic design, they don't necessarily just think about, oh, this commodity of a design like a logo or something. They think, wow, this is a way that people solve problems.